7 foods that stop joint pain. Many seniors ignore privacy. What if the pain you feel every morning in your knees, hips or fingers had nothing to do with your age and everything to do with what is missing from your plate? Most people over 60 accept joint pain as a normal part of getting older. They take pills, they rest, they avoid the activities they used to love, and they assume that is just how life goes from here on out. But here is what the mainstream conversation almost never mentions. There are specific foods, backed by real science, that can dramatically reduce inflammation in your joints, slow cartilage breakdown, and even help your body repair tissue it has been quietly losing for years. And the most remarkable part is that most seniors are not eating these foods, not because they are hard to find, but simply because nobody told them how powerful they actually are. Today, we are going through 7 of these foods, one by one. And by the time we reach the last one, you are going to wonder why your doctor never brought it up. Stay with me, because number 7 might be the most important thing you hear all week. Let's start with the first food, and it is one that many people already have in their kitchen but never think of as medicine. Fatty fish, especially salmon, sardines and mackerel, are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These compounds work directly against the inflammatory molecules your body produces when joints are under stress. Inflammation is at the root of almost every type of joint pain, whether it comes from osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or general wear and tear. Studies published in medical journals have shown that people who regularly consume omega-3 rich fish experience significantly less joint tenderness and stiffness compared to those who do not. The omega-3s essentially teach your immune system to dial back the aggressive response that causes so much of the swelling and pain you feel. If you are not a fan of fish, there are other ways to get these fats, but whole fish remains one of the most bioavailable sources available. Aim for at least 2 servings per week and pay attention to how your joints feel after a few weeks of consistency. Now here is where things start to get more interesting, because the second food is something most people eat regularly but almost never connect to joint health. Tart cherries, particularly Montmorency cherries, contain some of the highest concentrations of anthocyanins found in any food. Anthocyanins are powerful antioxidants that have been specifically studied for their ability to reduce gout flare-ups, decrease muscle soreness, and lower systemic inflammation in the joints. What makes tart cherries especially remarkable is that they work on multiple inflammatory pathways at the same time, something that many pharmaceutical options cannot claim without side effects. Research from universities in the United States has found that drinking tart cherry juice twice a day for just a few weeks can meaningfully reduce markers of inflammation in the blood. Fresh tart cherries are ideal, but tart cherry juice with no added sugar is an excellent and convenient alternative. This is one of those foods where the gap between how powerful it is and how little attention it receives is genuinely surprising. Moving to the third food on our list, and this one is a staple in some of the healthiest cultures in the world, yet it is chronically underused in modern diets. Turmeric, and specifically its active compound curcumin, has been the subject of hundreds of scientific studies examining its anti-inflammatory properties. Curcumin inhibits a molecule called NF-κB, which is one of the main triggers of inflammation in the body. When it comes to joint pain, blocking that trigger can make a significant difference in daily comfort. The challenge with turmeric is that curcumin alone is not well absorbed by the body, but when combined with black pepper, which contains piperine, absorption increases by up to 2,000%. This is why golden milk recipes and anti-inflammatory teas often pair these 2 ingredients together. Adding turmeric to soups, stews and smoothies is one of the simplest ways to get consistent daily intake. The evidence behind this spice is strong enough that many integrative medicine doctors now recommend it as a first-line nutritional approach before moving to stronger interventions. We are now halfway through the list, and before we continue, I want to mention something that could be helpful beyond what you are eating. If you have been struggling with joint discomfort and you are looking for a natural supplement that combines several of these powerful anti-inflammatory ingredients in one convenient formula, there is a product linked in the pinned comment below this video that many people in this community have found genuinely helpful. It is worth checking out after the video because the right combination of support alongside your diet can make a real difference. Now back to the list, because the next item is one that surprises almost everyone. Broccoli is the fourth food, and while most people know it is good for them in a general sense, very few understand exactly why it matters for joint health specifically. Broccoli contains a compound called sulforaphane, which research has found may slow the progression of osteoarthritis by blocking enzymes that destroy cartilage. Cartilage loss is one of the main reasons joints become painful over time, so any food that helps slow that process deserves serious attention. Sulforaphane also activates proteins in the body that protect cells from oxidative damage, which is another factor that accelerates joint deterioration. Lightly steaming broccoli preserves more of its active compounds than boiling, and eating it several times a week gives your body a consistent supply of these protective nutrients. This is not just a vegetable for general wellness. It is one of the more targeted natural tools you have for keeping your joints functional as you age. The fifth food is one that almost every senior has been warned about eating too much of, but for the wrong reasons, and in the right form, it is extraordinarily beneficial for joints. Bone broth, made by simmering animal bones and connective tissue for many hours, is rich in collagen, gelatin, glucosamine, chondroitin, and several important amino acids. Collagen is the main structural protein in cartilage, and as you age, your body produces less of it naturally. Consuming collagen through food like bone broth gives your body the raw building blocks it needs to maintain and partially repair the tissue in your joints. Glucosamine and chondroitin are the same compounds found in many expensive joint supplements, and here they appear naturally in a deeply nourishing, easily digestible form. Drinking a cup of bone broth daily, or using it as a base for soups and stews, is one of the most traditional and research-supported ways to give aging joints real nutritional support. This food has been used for centuries in traditional medicine, and modern research is finally catching up to what many cultures already knew. Now for the sixth food, and this one surprises people because it is often avoided by those worried about fat. Avocados contain a unique combination of healthy monounsaturated fats, vitamin E, and a specific compound called avocado soybean unsaponifiables, or ASU. Multiple clinical trials have shown that ASU can reduce pain and improve function in people with osteoarthritis of the knee and hip. It appears to work by stimulating cartilage repair and blocking inflammatory chemicals that degrade joint tissue. The vitamin E found in avocados also acts as an antioxidant that protects joints from oxidative stress. Beyond all of that, the healthy fats in avocados help your body absorb other fat-soluble nutrients like curcumin and vitamin D, which are both critical for joint health. Eating half an avocado a day is an easy and delicious way to consistently support your joints without needing to think much about it. This is a food that pulls double and triple duty in the body, which is exactly what you want when you are building a truly anti-inflammatory diet. And now we arrive at the seventh food, the one I promised you at the beginning, and I want to take a moment before I name it because what makes this one particularly important is not just what it contains, but how dramatically most seniors are deficient in it. Mushrooms, especially varieties like shiitake, maitake, and lion's mane, are one of the few non-animal food sources of vitamin D, and they also contain powerful beta-glucan compounds that modulate the immune system in ways that directly reduce joint inflammation. Vitamin D deficiency has been linked in multiple large studies to increased risk of rheumatoid arthritis, faster progression of osteoarthritis, and higher levels of inflammatory markers in the blood. Most seniors are significantly low in vitamin D without even knowing it, and while sunlight is the most discussed source, mushrooms that have been exposed to sunlight or UV light can actually produce meaningful amounts of this critical nutrient. Beyond vitamin D, the unique polysaccharides in certain mushrooms appear to help regulate the overactive immune responses that cause joints to become chronically inflamed. Eating mushrooms several times per week, particularly the medicinal varieties, gives your body a combination of immune support, vitamin D, and anti-inflammatory compounds that few other foods can match. The fact that this food is so widely overlooked in conversations about joint health is exactly why it deserves the final spot on this list. So there you have it. 7 foods that science and traditional medicine both support as genuine allies for aging joints. Fatty fish, tart cherries, turmeric, broccoli, bone broth, avocado, and mushrooms. Each one works through a different mechanism, which means that together they create a comprehensive nutritional strategy for reducing pain, slowing deterioration, and helping your body maintain the joint health you need to stay active and comfortable. The changes do not have to be dramatic. Adding even 2 or 3 of these foods to your weekly routine consistently can produce noticeable results over time. If you want extra support beyond your diet, do not forget to check the link in the pinned comment below. There is a product there specifically formulated for joint health using natural ingredients that align with everything we discussed today, and many people have found it to be an excellent complement to these dietary changes. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with someone you care about who deals with joint pain, because this is exactly the kind of information that too many people never come across until it is much later than it needed to be.